We've seen mistakes in the ring where wrestlers mess up a move, but wrestlers can even fail when it comes to pinfalls too. Here are 7 times championships changed hands accidentally, and 3 times they almost did. Number 1. The Hardcore Battle Royale. The Hardcore Championship provided some action-packed moments during its history, along with a level of uncertainty once the 24/7 rule was established. In 2000, the WWF held a Hardcore Battle Royale at the Showcase of the Immortals, with the title on the line for 15 minutes and superstars battling to see who would walk out as champion. The belt would change hands 9 times before Hardcore Holly pinned kayfabe cousin Crash, winning the belt. However, Crash was supposed to kick out, thereby retaining the title. When wrestling's quote-unquote super heavyweight failed to kick out, referee Tim White was forced to make the 1-2-3, with Hardcore Holly getting the Duke. Number 2. Razor Ramon vs Jeff Jarrett. The WWF's introduction of a ladder match took in-ring action to new heights, and surprisingly, the WWF ran a number of house shows featuring ladder matches, something unheard of today. One such event took place in 1995 at the Forum in Montreal, Quebec, with the bad guy Razor Ramon challenging Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett for the strap. Double J was supposed to retain that night, but he missed his cue to stop Razor from climbing to the top of the ladder. Razor slowly climbed the ladder, with Jarrett nowhere in sight, putting the bad guy in a bad situation. Whether Jarrett was working on his song With My Baby Tonight or putting new batteries into his Double J hat, we'll never know. What we do know is that Razor made a command decision, realizing he'd look foolish standing with the title within his grasp, and Jarrett unable to stop him. Consequently, Razor grabbed the belt and won the title that night. But like many of these accidental title switches here, the WWF remedied the errors by pulling a title switch just days later. Number 3. Mickie James vs Melina vs Victoria. A house show in Paris, France featured a triple threat match between Mickie James and WWF Women's Champion Victoria, with Melina scheduled to win. However, a snafu by Victoria saw Mickie James cover her, and Victoria failing to kick out. The referee awarded the title to Mickie James, making her a 3-time women's champion and a surprise champion. The title reign wouldn't last long, however, as WWE authority figure Jonathan Coachman ordered another title match the same night, with Melina using the ropes to defeat James for the gold. For whatever reason, Victoria wasn't included in the rematch, but her loss and James's win is still acknowledged by the WWE. Number 4. Men on a Mission vs the Quebecers. Men on a Mission combined the tag team talents of Mabel and Mo with the rap accompaniments of Oscar, making them one of the WWF's premier tag teams in the early 90s. Okay, maybe not, but they were still a tag team. Nonetheless, Men on a Mission entered the record books as WWF Tag Team Champions during a 29th March 1994 house show against the champions the Quebecers in London, England. The match saw the nearly 500-pound Mabel fall on Quebecer Pierre Ouellette, knocking Pierre senseless and legitimately unable to kick out of the pinfall. The referee counted to 3 and new tag team champions were crowned. The WWF fixed this by having the Quebecers regain the belts 2 days later at a house show in Sheffield, England, but the reign was still acknowledged by WWE. Number 5. AJ Styles vs Kevin Owens. Last year's Battleground pay-per-view featured a United States Championship title defense, with the phenomenal AJ Styles defending the belt against Kevin Owens. Although the WWE does many more title switches than it did in the 60s, 70s and 80s, this one was not supposed to happen. On this night, Kevin Owens escaped from a crossface and cradled AJ Styles, and the phenomenal one was supposed to kick out. He failed to do so, resulting in an impromptu title switch that had some fans wondering whether the WWE was hot-shotting the title. Styles regained the belt the following week on SmackDown Live, but there's little doubt this title change was an accident. Number 6. Gene Kiniski vs Dory Funk. Don't let the number of mistakes here make you think that the veterans of yesteryear were somehow immune to slipping up in the ring. And in 1969, it happened in an NWA World Heavyweight Championship match, arguably the most prestigious title in wrestling at the time. On this night, NWA Kingpin Gene Kiniski was defending the title against second-generation star Dory Funk Jr. Around this time, it was still common for world titles to be defended in a 2 out of 3 falls match, as opposed to today where 1 fall bouts are the norm. The 2 out of 3 falls format worked brilliantly, as it allowed challengers to score a win over the champion without winning the belt, but still looking strong. On this night, however, Kiniski's bout was 1 fall only, something that slipped his mind. Thus, when Dory Funk Jr. applied his spinning toe hold and Kiniski tapped, The match ended with Funk becoming world champion. The NWA could have somehow nullified the switch, but Funk was scheduled to win the belt later that year. Thus the switch was upheld, and Dory held the belt an incredible 1,563 days. And number 7. Satoshi Kojima vs Hiroshi Tenzan. Japanese wrestling fans are known for their intense devotion to professional wrestling, with titles meaning a lot and in-ring work seen as essential. On the 20th of February 2005, New Japan Pro Wrestling's IWGP champion Hiroshi Tenzan locked up with All Japan Pro Wrestling's Triple Crown champion Satoshi Kojima in a title unification bout. The match had a 60-minute time limit and looked to be headed towards a draw, usually the case in interpromotional title unification bouts. However, with just minutes to go, Tenzan was done, apparently re-injuring an already bad back. Exhausted and dehydrated, Tenzan laid on the mat as the sub-referee tried to revive him. The match was supposed to go to a draw, so Kojima attempted to lift Tenzan. The referee counted to 10, and Tenzan was powerless to get up, leading to Kojima becoming the first and only person to hold the IWGP Championship and Triple Crown Championship. Whilst these botches led to title changes, these botches almost did, only for officials to resolve things one way or another. Number 1. Gangrel vs X-Pac. Fans have heard the term X-Pac heat, but at 1999's Royal Rumble, it was a case of Teddy Long heat, with the WWE Hall of Fame referee unjustly drawing the fans' ire. This undercard bout featured X-Pac defending the European Championship against Gangrel, and during the match, Gangrel covered X-Pac for the win, and Pac took his sweet time kicking out. Teddy Long tried his best to make a slow count, but eventually had to make the 3. However, the cunning referee held up his hands and marked a 2 count, drawing the fans' boos and "you effed up" chants. Long certainly did his job, and saved both X-Pac's bacon and his European Championship. Number 2. Cruiserweight Battle Royal. On the 25th April 2005, Cruiserweight champion Paul London defended his belt in a Battle Royal at a house show in Cardiff, England. However, as fans know, Battle Royals can be tricky, and here, Paul London accidentally eliminated himself when he was supposed to hang on to the ropes. That left a perplexed Chavo Guerrero and Billy Kidman in the ring, with both men wondering what to do next, as London was supposed to win. Fortunately, the two superstars were able to eliminate themselves from the match at the same time, leading to the referee restarting the match and London retaining. And number 3. Neville vs Sami Zayn vs Tyson Kidd. As we've seen, triple threat matches can be confusing, and this house show in Glasgow, Scotland is another excellent example. Here NXT champion Neville put the belt up against Sami Zayn and Tyson Kidd. A classic for sure, but one which ended on the wrong note after Kidd pinned Zayn and Sami failed to kick out in time. On paper, Tyson Kidd should have become the next NXT champion, and for the briefest of moments, Kidd's music played, signalling his victory. Then in one of wrestling's slickest moves, the ring announcer proclaimed Zayn had been eliminated, and the match continued. However, this wasn't announced as an elimination match, and just became an example of how clever officials can book on the fly. Neville defeated Kidd, retaining the belt, and walking out with a title that should have been Tyson Kidd's. Well guys, there you have it. 7 times championships changed hands accidentally, and 3 more times they almost did. Were there any we missed out? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.